Hello everyone, Ian here once again. Today I'm going to be reviewing Iron Maiden Killers. This album came out on February 2nd, 1981. This is the first album of Iron Maiden to feature guitarist Adrian Smith and the last album to feature Paul Di'Anno on vocals. And the big reason why he left was because of his stage performance. He wasn't doing very well, and because of cocaine and drugs basically, and he just wasn't. I think it like affected his voice or something like that, and it just wasn't that great. The drugs were affecting his stage performance, so he ended up going away. And the producer of this album is a guy by the name of Maiden, and I can't recall that he did the first album, but I know he does every album. He produced every Iron Maiden album up from here to Fear the Dark, and then he retired. But he is a very good producer, as you may have known from listening to everything that Iron Maiden has done from Killers to Fear the Dark. They're all very well produced albums. The production on this album is very good. As I touched on it a little bit when I was talking about Maiden, is obviously very, very good. He's done everything from Fear the Dark, from Killers to Fear the Dark, and he's arguably one of the greatest producers of all time. The guitar work is very good. As I said before, this is the first album to feature Adrian Smith, and Dave Moy, of course, spent in Iron Maiden. So it's the beginning, practically. And the guitar work is very well done. I would say this guitar work is a lot better. It definitely improved since Iron Maiden, even though that guitar work is very well good as well. The bass also improved in my opinion, and it actually had a couple bass solos, which I don't recall, I could be wrong, but I don't recall any bass solos from the first album, so it was cool to have some bass solos on this album, and it definitely improved. The drums improved a lot as well. Pretty much this album was an improvement from the first album. I mean, not a lot of bands, I'm not saying that the first album was bad, but a lot of bands just don't have, like, the best debut album, you know. The debut album is not going to be as strong as most other albums by bands. So this was an improvement from everything. And the vocals, I think, were definitely a very strong improvement from the first album, and in a ways it wasn't. I kind of feel like it. I don't really know how to explain this. It had good vocals, and it was improvement, but in many ways it wasn't. Like if he was doing some of the high screams part, you know, was doing like a high scream in Killers, it wasn't as good as if he was doing it in the first album. But overall, it was a bit of an improvement. And yeah, this is also the first album to feature a few instrumentals by Iron Maiden. Obviously, the first track, I can't remember the name, Idols of the Marsh or something, and of course, Genghis Khan. Two very good instrumentals, but Iron Maiden's, I don't know, I kind of feel like the Iron Maiden's weak spot is instrumentals. I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. I do like the instrumentals. I think they are very good instrumentals. But overall, that is Iron Maiden at their weak spot, in my opinion. In my opinion, this is definitely the best album that they have done with Paul Di'Anno, and I know not much to be said about that because he's only done 2 albums. And it is a shame that he left or got fired or whatever, because he is and was a very good vocalist. I really like his vocal style, and his vocal style was just perfect for Iron Maiden and Killers, these 2 albums. And then after that, it just his vocal style wasn't meant to be after the ones with Musics and like the bass and stuff. But it still would be kind of cool to see Paul Di'Anno on Number of the Beast, and maybe possibly Peace of Mind. I think that would be really interesting to see. But that is my review. Tell me what you guys think about it. I very much enjoyed it. Now I'm going to give this album an 8 out of 10. See ya.
Wow.